Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday Celebration of Spirit here at the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. Please take this time to turn off any electronic gizmos that you got that may interfere with the sacred space that we are going to create today. And once you've done that, then say hi to your neighbors. We here at the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, we honor and love you wherever you are on your spiritual path. And while there are infinite paths too, we know that there is truly only one God. So the words to the morning chant will be up here on the screen, followed by a spiritual mind treatment by Lori Greer.
Day, open my heart to live your way. Teach me to hear your voice. Open my mind to the freedom of choice. Spirit, guide my day, open my heart, live your way. Teach me, hear your voice, open my mind to the freedom of joy. Spirit, guide my day, open my heart, live your way. Teach me, hear your voice, open my mind to the freedom of choice. Spirit,
So as we turn within, going into that place of stillness, of the infinite peace that passes all understanding, I recognize this place of infinite power and presence, infinite possibility that I know as God. It is that one life that is living and expressing through all, as all. And I remember this as I allow myself to drop into this stillness. That one life that is filled with power, presence, beauty, love, abundance, joy, prosperity. All good is expressing through me and as me. That infinite presence, that infinite life, that infinite power expresses through me and expresses through all. And there is no separation. There is only one. And I am a part of it, as is everyone here and everyone everywhere. And so recognizing that power and presence, I speak my word in the first person, knowing it is the truth of all. And so I open my eyes to see the spiritual truth today, to hear the spiritual truth, and to know in my heart that that truth is my truth. And so I accept for myself and for everyone here and everyone everywhere, the perfect message is being delivered. That perfect idea, the perfect solution, the perfect healing is here and now and available to me. And so I call it forth, I open to it, I allow it to enter my consciousness in a way that is completely new, bringing forth a demonstration that is beyond my wildest imagination. And knowing that that activity is happening in all space and in all time, I accept this for this service, for everyone here and for everyone everywhere, that this service today is blessed and abundantly filled with a joyful, joyful experience of love and connection and a deepening in spiritual truth, in faith, surrounded by community, nourished and nurtured by the loving hands that serve. So I give thanks for this divine activity that has been taking place in the preparation for this service, that continues to take place right now in this moment, and for everything that unfolds from this point and beyond. And as I give my loving thanks, I release it to that power of the law and know it is already done in the mind of God. And so it is.
Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whenever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Song, Karyl. ride. So I decided I wanted to have a happy song today. And I checked out, like, online. I went through like 20 or 30 happy songs, and I didn't like any of them. So I had to write one, right? And then, of course, I lost my voice this morning. So I have to transpose the song and sing it lower than I usually do. So it might sound a little weird. But we have Robin on drums today, which helps. So the song is called Make It So. And the chorus goes, if you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. So, you think you can say that with me? If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. There you go. If you can sing it with me, then I won't sound so Kermit-like. Although I probably will anyway. I'll back off the mic once you get it. See if I can transpose it on the spot. That might be a little rough, but we'll see. Because every time I want to get happy, I just pick up the ukulele. And then I feel better. It's amazing. So this song came out. Let's see. I'm going to sing the chorus once by myself, Robin, to get it, and then we'll get them dialed in. And I got to learn the transposition. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. When I was young, tried to avoid doing the things I didn't like. Much rather be out in the sunshine, in the countryside, riding my bike. Then I learned to find the fun in doing the things that need to be done. 'Cause if you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. It's up to you and me to find the wisdom to guide us to the light. So many roads, they lead to darkness. Don't want to be stuck in the night. So let it go, trust the flow, and in your heart you will know. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. Robin. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it. In our time on the river, take a moment, step onto the shore. Find someone help solve a problem, even though you may not know what for. 'Cause the love that we bring is the magic that makes the world sing. 'Cause if you wanna be happy, it's up to you to make it so. Yeah, if you wanna be happy, it's up to you to make it so. Yeah, if you wanna be happy, it's up to you to make it so. If you wanna be happy, it's up to you to make it so. It's up to you to make it so. It's up to you to make it so.
That made me so happy. That is and you know what? I love to look out at you all when the music is going, and you were just kind of bobbing along. It was just great. So good morning, everybody. Happy Palm Sunday for those of us that celebrate that stuff. I'm Reverend Karyl Huntley, and it's a wonderful thing to see you all here today. People I haven't seen in a long time, and people I've never seen, I think, this time around at least. So we have a custom here. If you're here for the first time, or if you are back after a long time and you haven't received this little packet of information about our community, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand in a moment. But in this packet is a blue card, and if you fill out the blue card, and then I found out you have to check that you want to receive our emails. So what that means is you'll get 2 emails a week. One that previews the Sunday and one that recaps the Sunday. And a lot of people like that because so much wisdom is shared in the Sundays, right? So it helps you kind of retain it. And so we don't bombard you with emails. You just get 2 a week. So that's if you want those, you check, and then you'll be in our system. So now, if you are here for the first time, please raise your hand and receive a packet. There's one back there. Nice to have you. And there's one here. Nice to have you. Very good, and welcome to everyone else. So we are here. Okay, this isn't working. Is this going to work, or am I going to ask you to? Okay, talk among yourselves for just a moment. Yeah. It's getting fixed. So. Did you have a nice week? What's going to come up, shall we try it again now? No, okay. Well, we'll go right through that first slide really fast, which says 100 years of science of mind. And that's the theme for the year. So what that means is that Ernest Holmes started 100 years ago talking about this philosophy, but the philosophy is ages old. And what we're talking about within the philosophy this month is the connectivity of everybody and everything in the holiness of God. There it is. So now let's see if we can do March. We can't do March. So shall I just tell you to change these slides? Okay. So the March theme is you are rooted in the divine. Now this big old tree here and this little baby tree by the feather, both of them are rooted in the soil, and the same thing that the soil gives to the plants, which is that they're secure and they're nurtured, and the soil encourages the seed to express its divine intelligence. That all happens with us. That we are secure in God, that we are nurtured by God, and that because we are a creation of the infinite, we are expressive of that divine intelligence. And the other thing that we're talking about this month is that we're just going to pretend that these are redwood trees. Now, you know the redwood trees are all connected because their roots are shallow. And so in a redwood forest, there's this wonderful fabric right underneath the soil that everybody is holding on to each other. That is what happens with us, that we are all connected within the divine. So let me try one more time. No, next slide. So this is a picture of Indra's net that we talked about last week. This is a Hindu and Buddhist concept that there is an endless net in the heavens. And at every crossing of the net, there is a jewel. And the jewels have all of these facets in them so that one jewel reflects all the other jewels. And in each jewel, all the other jewels are reflected. So it's reflect, 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 connect, connect, connect. And this, of course, represents the infinite and us, because each one of us is a jewel on Indra's net. And the stuff in our lives are other jewels, like this community as a whole is a jewel on the net. Your relationship at work is a jewel on the net. Your relationship within your family is a jewel on the net. So it's really, really complex, interconnected. Everybody is connected to each other. So we're all connected, rooted, woven together in and through the divine. And everything that you want, need, or love is also on the net and connected to you. It is available to you. So I want you to imagine that this net here is really God. That is our teaching, that everything is God, and that a name for God is the pattern that connects. So all is available to you within God. Next slide. So up here appears this wonderful verse from Luke. It says, "You are always with me, and everything I have is yours." This is the translation from the New International Version of the Bible. And it's a verse from the story of the prodigal son. So, you know, there is a stay-at-home son and a son that goes off into the world and leads a riotous life. And so this particular saying is said to the stay-at-home son. When the stay-at-home son says about the other one that's come back, and a party is given for him, and all the, you know, they kill the fatted calf, and he gets a new robe, and here is this sinful son that has come back, and he gets all the goodies, and the stay-at-home son says, "Hey, what about me?" And the father, who is, of course, the voice of God, says to him, "You are always with me, and everything I have is yours." And so, of course, when we take that to be a statement to us, which of course it is, it's the same message as Indra's net. Everything is available. It has all been given. So, next slide. The title of the talk today is Navigating the Path Between Security and Adventure. And this is actually the story of the prodigal son. The stay-at-home son chose security, and the riotous son chose adventure. And how many times does that happen for us? We have a choice between security and adventure. And when I came up with this title, it was kind of autobiographical, as you may know. For those of you who haven't been here in a couple of weeks, I did announce my retirement at the end of July, which means we still have 4 big whole months. And then I also announced it at the end of the year. Paul and I, my fiancé-to-be husband, we're moving to England. So you all get to visit, but boy, oh boy, is this a vote for me for adventure over security, and all that means. But I want to say that either choice is fine. Either choice is fine for me. Either choice is fine for you. And in the prodigal son story, it was fine for both sons. Each is fine. Because every choice is already on the net. It's there. You can't make a choice that sends you out of the net. So some of the corollaries of security and adventure we're going to talk about now. So next. First of all, we have a choice between the known and the unknown. Now, usually, if you choose the known, it feels more secure. And again, either is fine. It's a choice we make at different eras of our life. We might choose security at one era of our life and adventure at another era. And once again, there's no better choice. It's what you make at any particular moment. And like the song says, if you want to be happy, it's up to you to make it so. Then you might think staying put is going to make you happier than going out and doing something new right now. So that's absolutely fine. Next. Little change and lots of change. So usually adventure means lots of change. And it's your personal preference. I mean, I have known folks that just love change so much that that's what they vote for all the time, because same old is over very quickly for them. And that's fine. And you can choose either one. Fine. Next. Past and future. This doesn't always hold true, but usually the past is more secure. More known, and the changes have been worked through, not always. Usually, when you focus on the future, there's more unknowns out there and more things to figure out. Next. So then we have the old and the new. Usually the past is old and the future is new. And I want to say again, it's all held on the net. So no matter what we choose, we are guided, sustained, loved, rooted, and connected always and forever. So I want to talk about mostly today what happens on the path when we make those choices. So next is on the path. So here we are on the path, and next. Choice sometimes feels like we choose ahead of stepping. You know, we're here on the path and we've got this path that seems like an adventure and this path that seems like security, and which one we step on is the choice. And like the first song we sang, open my mind to the freedom of choice, that's what we're doing when we choose ahead of time before stepping. So we choose security and known and little change and familiar, or we choose adventure, unknown, lots of change, and stepping into the future, or we choose for another reason. We choose like one thing seems like it's more fun, or one thing seems like it would be more learning, or one path seems like there would be more connection there, so that we, in our mind, we have this grid going on, and we make a choice ahead of time thinking that it's going to be a particular way. And sometimes it is, but you know, if you're like me, sometimes it really isn't, right? You make a choice, and what comes is not what we hoped for. So I was looking back through my life, and I'll tell a story that I don't think I've told you before. I've told you almost all my stories. But you know that I had a long career, more than 10 years, of working in college publishing when I sold college textbooks, and I was an editor for a while. But in the middle of that, I worked for a little bit at Disney Studios. And the way this came up was that the boss that I had on one of my publishing companies, my first publishing company, he went to work for Disney Studios, and as happens sometimes, people who precede you hire the other ones away that they liked. So he hired me to work at Disney Studios in the division called educational films, because you know that's the transition makes sense. We were in educational textbooks, and then we were in educational films. So many of you are my age, and you probably remember those cartoons where Goofy taught you about sportsmanship, and Goofy taught you about fire safety, and Goofy taught you about physical fitness, that kind of thing. Those were the films I sold on the phone, in an office. So I thought working for Disney would be so much fun because in my college days I worked at Disneyland, but you know, the best fun I had working at the studio was taking the long way around. Whenever I had to deliver a message to some other office, I would go in the back lot and I would see what they were filming, and that was fun, but that didn't happen all the time. And I was hours talking to libraries in Arkansas trying to sell Goofy films. And so I rechose and I went back to publishing, which is what we all pretty much can have a do-over with almost any choice. And that's the one thing I really want to tell you, that if you're in a place that you don't like, you can choose again. Next slide. The other thing that happens on our path is that sometimes we just feel like we're picked up and put down. You know, something comes along and says, okay, you are moving from here and then you are going here. And the way that feels is like there wasn't any choice. And what is happening around me now, I either don't like or I like very much. Like the bad feelings are you get fired or you have a bad diagnosis or your kids are in trouble or something like that. And you go, wow, I did not choose this and I don't like it. Or things can happen that are unimaginably wonderful and you look around and you go, ha, 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 I did not choose this and I love it. But what happens is that where you are when you realize that you've been picked up and put down is a new choice point. Because honestly, there isn't a power outside of you that picks you up and puts you down. There is something within you that has moved you, and it feels foreign, but I really believe that it's a soul choice. And if you can get to this place, and this is really, really important when you're in this place that it doesn't look like you chose, what happens next is really important because I do too, you assign meaning to what's going on in your life. And you can either assign the meaning that it is a blessing or it is a problem. And with that choice, this is a blessing or this is a problem, it indicates whether you are going forward believing that a universe that you live in, Indra's net, God, is either for you or against you. And I'm telling you that it makes it so much better if you can make a choice so that you tell yourself, I am determined to find the blessing here. I don't see it right now, but boy, oh boy, there's got to be one because I believe in a universe that is friendly and for me. That is the habit that you want to create, just like the song. If you want to be happy, it's up to you. This is how you do it. You make a choice that you live in a universe that is friendly and for you. But there's even another step beyond that, a seeming path on which there is no good choice. Anybody ever been there? That it looks like you've got two bad choices and it's like, oh, how do I choose the one that is least bad? So this is so common in life that we have a lot of sayings for it, like between a rock and a hard place, or on the horns of a dilemma, or next slide, between Scylla and Charybdis. Now, it might be hard for you to see, but this is a story from Odysseus. And historians believe that it is the passage, the historical part of the Odysseus tale, which who knows if any of it is true, but this seems like the water between Italy and Sicily. That's very, very, very dangerous. So what this shows is a big old nasty monster on one side and a whirlpool on another side. And this is from the Greek legend of Odysseus. And Scylla is the nasty monster and Charybdis is the whirlpool. So when you're there and everything looks dark, there are some things that are spiritually responsible for you to remember. The first thing is that all of this is still on the net, on Indra's net, not the internet net, but it's all a part of God. And if you have created the habit that in God all things are possible, and in God there has to be a blessing, and you live in a universe that is for you, even though right now it looks like the choices are not good, then you have a much better chance of saying to yourself, yep, I'm still in the net, reflecting all of the blessings that are out there for me. And the second thing that's really important to remember is that no hero was ever made without a monster to overcome. Let me say that again. No hero was ever made without a monster to overcome. So I believe that our subconscious offers us these difficult choices so that we can grow into great, wise, empathetic, amazing teachers and supporters like Jesus. You know, the Palm Sunday story fits exactly into the Odysseus story of Scylla and Charybdis, because historically in the Bible, the story of Palm Sunday is that Jesus entered Jerusalem for the major part of his ministry, and the crowd at that time loved him and put down palm fronds so that the donkey could walk on him, and they hailed him as the Messiah. Not too long before that would change. And Jesus knew this. He was, the Scylla and Charybdis for him was choosing a difficult ministry in Roman territory and or fulfilling the prophecy that he knew was coming, that he would have to die. And so this situation that looked very dark was actually the part of the foundation of the whole Christian story that is not exactly our teaching, but many, many, many of us came from that teaching. And so what we know about this is that there is a way to deal with two choices that look equally bad. And that, next, is the third thing on the path, which maybe you need to click yeah, there it is, surrender. So here's the path. You can make choices on the path. You can get picked up and put down on the path. And the thing that you can do when you don't know what to do is surrender. Now I want you to know that surrender is not giving up. It's not laying down. It's not avoiding. It's not putting your head in the sand. And it's not doing nothing. But if you surrender well, you can overcome the dragon. You can find the blessing. And you can grow into the hero. So what do you do when you surrender well? The hint is back in the story of the prodigal son. So what happened to the son that went out, he took his father's inheritance before his father died and said, I get some money, I want it now. And he went out and squandered it and ended up eating corn husks with the pigs. Now you can imagine that for a Jewish boy, eating corn husks with the pigs was lower than low. And so probably his Scylla and Charybdis was, well, I can starve, or I can eat corn with the pigs. And then he said, I can go to my Father's house. That is the surrender of going to God. When we do not know what to do, when we are on that path of so much adventure that it is overwhelming for us, and we do not know which way to turn, to the monster or to the whirlpool, we say, I am going to God. So, in my life, in many ways, the hardest part was my second divorce. It was a very complex situation. I was very unhappy, and I had a 4-year-old daughter who was going to be the split between us. And it happened when I was in this ministry. And so I lived in Santa Rosa, and I knew that if I moved closer to the community, that the custody would be entirely with her dad, because he would demand it. And there did not seem to be any good choice. And I kept asking myself, I tried to ask myself the highest questions. Do I need to stay to learn my lesson, or do I need to leave to survive? And I've had people in counseling ask me the same thing. I don't want to be here, but maybe there's a lesson for me. Well, maybe the lesson is leaving. And so ultimately, that's what I did. But I did it by asking myself, what path expressed the most love? And that was very complex. Do I need to really learn to love this husband that was very, very difficult to live with? Do I need to learn to love myself more? Do I love my son more? Do I love my daughter more? Where do I put this love? But I surrendered into that question. What path expresses the most love? Which in my way was doing what the prodigal son did and say, I can go to my Father's house. I said, I can go to love. And I just kept with that until it became clear that I needed to leave. And let me tell you that when it became clear that I needed to leave, like here was the decision point, it was like very, very close to the decision point here. Then I rolled over here, very, very close to the decision point here, and I still questioned. But it was like, bloop, a little movement. And then I was on the new path. So, if we search for love, if we search for how to express more God, that is the place where surrender is the most powerful. And it moves us to a clearer path. So I chose this song that we sang, and I want Bodhi to come back up here. Where's Bodhi? There's Bodhi, good. I want us to, if you could change it one more time, we're going to sing this again. And if you are in one of those places between Scylla and Charybdis, if you are in a place where you don't know where to turn because both choices seem bad, if you go to the place where this song takes you, you will be guided and directed. So we're going to sing this a couple more times. Here I stanza again.
Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go. I will go. I will go.
All paths are in the pattern. We can make a free choice. We can be hit by a 2x4. We can be in indecision. We can surrender. All are in God. No one is ever lost. No real mistake can ever be made. We always can find the blessing because we are always on the net. So I want you to be easy with yourself, to choose love of yourself and others. And remember that Hafez told you, this place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. And just to take a look at the maps on the altar today. The altar was done by Mark Cooper. And this is the picture of the path between security and adventure. There's a lot of adventure there, and then there are a lot of maps that have the roads all marked out for us. And all of them are on the net. I'd like to ask the practitioners now to surround the room. As we consider the paths that we have walked and the roads that we have driven down, we consider the adventures that we have had, and that security under our blankies that feels so good sometimes. And we bless all the past paths. We bless all the monsters in the past. And we bless all of the future paths. We bless all of the diverging choices along the path. And most of all, we bless where we are right now, this place on the map that God has circled just for us, that is filled with blessing, filled with choice, filled with the ability to make our life happy. But it is up to us to make it so. And if we're not happy, we're still in the pattern of God and can always make another choice. We're never lost. We are found right where we are. And so it is.
show. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Sister. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails. Hallelujah. Jordan's river's deep and wide. Hallelujah. Milk and honey on the other side. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Sing it out. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Jordan's river, chilly and cold. Hallelujah. Chills the body but not the soul. Hallelujah. Golden Gate, a state of mind. Hallelujah. Lives inside me most of the time. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. When Reverend Karyl moves across the pond. Hallelujah. She may be far, but she won't be gone. Hallelujah. Tempest, storm, and sun and rain. Hallelujah. I'll be here to ease your pain. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. There's an open door. Hallelujah. We all have something to be grateful for. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael rowed ashore. Hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah. Now just you guys. Michael.
Hi, I'd like to invite the ushers forward. Isn't it nice that I brought something to read to tell me exactly what to do? Because I get up here and I forget everything. So, you get to put your offering on your heart. Oops. This says I have 30 seconds, so I'm going to say it all real quick. Oh my God, thank you so much. Nothing is better than a drum that you sit on. And I whispered to Mark, I'm like, I need that. So, And the other thing was thank you, because the quote, "You are always with me and everything I have is yours," that applies to my cat, because I love my cat and my cat loves me, and she loves to like get her cat hair all over my pants this morning. I'm like, what? I just cleaned those. So anyway, that's the truth. Yeah, really. Okay. If you would collect the offerings and you would do your thing. Thank you. Love and peace, with the gift of the Spirit. Are you ready to receive? With me, this gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is creating a world living in love, one heart and one thought at a time. So it is.
So, you know how I said that in my remaining weeks, I'm going to sing the songs that I want to sing and tell you everything I haven't told you before. And so this was one of them. I mean, we can sing that song as Bodhi started out. These are the gifts of the Spirit. But I wanted to sing the gifts of the Goddess this morning, so that's why we did it. And next Sunday being Easter, I am going to tell you some things that I've never told you about Easter before. It'll be my 30th Easter talk. And so I'm going to tell you some things. So you got to be here. So thank you. Thank you to everyone that contributed to this service today. I'd like to thank Ceci for the setup this morning, Rick for sound. Rick did everything. He was the welcome man. He sang harmony, and he did the sound, so thank you. And Ron on camera, and Tom on streaming, and Ceci on PowerPoint, and the wonderful practitioners that are available for you to pray with, and Mark Cooper for this wonderful altar. You really have to come up and see all these little things, and he's got little puzzles. It's an altar to play with, as all of his are. And I'd like to thank Bodhi and Robin Zickel for the music. and the education team for being at the table afterwards, the Sunday team, and the men for doing the brunch that is going to be available to you afterwards. So next slide here, men's group brunch today. And so Steve Einhaus will be right over here collecting $10, and then you can just eat to your heart's content. Next, my trip to France, leading you to the sacred sites, is almost full. And so if you've been thinking about it, you really have to talk to me. We have got to get that in. Next, Aries birthdays. This is your beginning time now, you Aries babies. And so if this is your month, your birthday month, if you would like a gift from your spiritual center, just go to the practitioner table and fill out a spiritual checkup sheet and call one of the practitioners on the back, and you'll get a free session. Easter Sunday next. Deb Welch, come right up here and tell us what you have to say about this wonderful tradition.
Next week is one of our biggest holidays here at Golden Gate Center, and we have the sign-up sheets in the back. There's still a lot of people that haven't signed up to bring something, and don't forget your Easter bonnet. And also, thank you, Vanna. Yes, we have, this is one of the baskets that will be on auction. It has this beautiful heart-shaped fluoride piece on it, and there's little hidden things inside of it. So anybody, go through your closets, go through some of your trinkets that you want to give out for your basket. It doesn't have to be brand new. It can be something that you've had that you want to give. So think about it. Get creative. We need more baskets. We only have 5 signups right now. So I'd love to see 5 more. Thank you.
And here's the basket. You want to tell them about this basket?
Oh, I forgot. I'm giving this basket to somebody who wants to fill it. And you could put towels and creams and soaps, something like that for this basket. This basket is available.
Don't trip, baby. Don't trip. I should probably do like 200 baskets. Well, the food sign-ups are in the back. They're going well, but we could definitely use some more food. We'll probably have twice as many people next Sunday, so it's going to be a great, great, great Sunday. Next, coming up is our own Reverend Catherine's ordination, which is coming up at 2 p.m. April 7th, right here. That's a Saturday, and it is turning out to be an amazing, amazing celebration. And I see the chairperson of the event coming up. Would you like to say something, Suzanne? All righty.
I was a little nervous about talking this morning, and one of my friends here said, well, you're a teacher, just pretend they're all children.
Oh, what a great idea.
Isn't that a good idea? Yeah. So put your youthful self on. I'm here today to invite you, although you've known about this for a few weeks, to our beloved Reverend Catherine's ordination on April 7th. She has done so much for us. We're really excited to celebrate her ordination. And I am here to invite you to come. I'm here to invite you to volunteer if you like. I'm here to invite you to donate money, to donate food. And there's sign-ups back there, but I'll be back there to collect money. And let's see, what else do I want to tell you? I want to tell you I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for you. Whatever you decide to do, thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Next, our annual membership meeting is the day after that, April 8th. And so that is our annual business meeting. We've got some good news to share. So be sure and come to that meeting. And then the week after that is our beloved Jean Langel's memorial service. You are all invited, 1 o'clock, April 15th, Sunday, at the McManus Golf Park, which is McInnes, another one of those Scottish people that play golf. Anyway, it'll be a celebration, like really wonderful. So you're all invited. Spring classes are coming up, and we've got Merrill doing Quick Start, Reverend Catherine doing Foundations, and we're going to see how this works. Reverend Barbara wants to do a class online, and if you have wanted to take a class from your easy chair at home, this is your opportunity. If you think it's a great idea and you think, well, yeah, maybe I will, sign up, because this is kind of like a prototype. We want to see if it'll go. So all of those you can sign up for them over there at the education table. And then in the back, this is the last announcement, there's a little sign-up sheet that says, what do you want from Reverend Karyl? I would like to give you everything I possibly can to make our time together complete. So if you would like a story, most people want a personal appointment that have signed up so far, and I am absolutely going to take care of all of you. And so whatever you want in the next 4 months, I will do my very best to give it to you so that we can have a conscious ending of this time together so that we can open up to what is next for all of us. And I promise it will be good. So with that, my blessing for you is that you truly know that this place that you are, God has circled for you on a map and lights your way no matter what choices you make. And as always, Spirit is your guide. Please stand now for our affirmation and closing song. The choir is... Oh, I think it is. Oh, one more announcement that wasn't up here is that our choir is going to happen on April 15th. So a lot of you are nodding. That means you're going to sing in it. So that's fabulous.
This is the last chance.
It's kind of like if we have a group if we have 10 people, we will continue this. So...
if not, we're going to let it go.
Yeah. So we'll just see what you like. All right, up here with me. I am forever connected to my source. I am safe, guided, loved, rooted, and carried to new places on my divine path. All is well as I remember I can only go to another place in God.